Hi guys, it's Ruthie with the Purple Backyard Farm. This is my everything notebook. Every day I write in this. I'll write what I have to do that day. I'll write about my diet. I'll write maybe menus, my Bible study notes, just everything that I have to deal with or do. I write in my little notebook so I don't forget anything. And then what I do is I have 13 of these. So in a yearly quarter, there are 13 weeks. So then when I get to the beginning of the next quarter, I'll open up my number one and I'll go back and look through the notes, see if there's anything I want to save. If there's something I want to save, I can forward it or file it or whatever. And this way I always have things handy and I don't forget things. But today we are going to look at a note I wrote in here in my book here. And this is going to be Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. I decided I'm going to go through the entire Bible and study it verse by verse. I'm doing other things with my Bible too, but this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and yay, it's time. So today I am on chapter 1, verse 2, and if you're watching these with me, it's going to be a little bit all over because I take these and I put them in files, so it's not always going to be like straight through Genesis, straight through one other chapter, but I will be going through all the verses in the Bible. Okay, so here we are. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Okay, so here we are, guys. So, chapter 1, the verse says, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, which you see there, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Now, there are many Bible teachers that say, and I kind of think I am in the camp with them. I go back and forth, but I can see why this is this way. They say this word was means became. And the earth became without form and void. And there's many reasons to believe this. And I don't even know if I should say go back and forth. There's a time I didn't know about it, know what I thought, but I don't really know. It just is hard not to get over it when you start looking at things in the Hebrew and the Greek. Okay, so here I go. It says, so this will be the original creation. And then Satan in Eden and all that type of things, if you read the Bible, you're going to find that it says that Satan was in the Garden of Eden and different things like that. So then he was here, and then God destroyed that original earth by a flood, and that's where the recreation comes in, which is where we see that God created the world we live in now. So if you get looking and reading your Bible, you're going to see that there's some things there that make sense about this. I want to share these scriptures with you, but I want to give you the tools so that you can study these verses yourself. I suggest looking up Genesis chapter 1. Type in like Baptist, Calvary Chapel. You're going to get a whole bunch of people talking about Genesis chapter 1. I'm thinking that Skip, Heitzig, has some interesting things to say about this. He basically says, I don't know if it's true or not. Chuck Missler talks about this. But there is evidence in the Bible that would make you think that God created the world and then he did a recreation of it, and that's the world we live in now, which is called the gap theory. So a lot of people have not spent a lot of time studying all this. When I first heard about this, I was probably in my 20s, and I was saved prior to that, but I got saved as a kid. So, it talks about Satan walking in the Garden of Eden and different things like that. And then when you look in the Greek, looks like the world was chaotic when God came in, and the earth was without form and void, because it was didn't have any form. It was void, and there was darkness, and was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So it was a chaotic kind of a thing, and the Lord looked at it and started to change things. Now let me see if my notes are here. Let's see here where we're at. Okay. It says it became formless and void, and darkness on the face of the deep. The Spirit of God began to move on the situation. He hovered and was looking at the situation of where the world was. So I hope this helps you. I hope you go and do some further study on it. And go ahead and leave your comments in the remarks below, and I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Okay, guys, so remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. God bless.